Okay guys, this is Daddy, and I am doing a review on a new knife that I bought off the forum from a fine gentleman the other day. This is the Behring, or Behring, B-E-H-R-I-N-G, made Pro EDC, Pro Everyday Carry Knife. Just some of the specs on the knife. It is a 4-inch blade from tip to guard. You've got an 1.5 inch belly on it. Blade is 9 inches overall. Came with the paracord wrapped, resin dipped handle on it, which I wasn't really 100% sure I was going to like or not, and I actually like it. I think it's pretty slick. The lanyard with the skull bead was an addition from the seller. And I kind of like it because it's freaking cool, so there we are. It has a cool factor. This particular blade is etched, has been gun blued, and has been clear Cerakoted. It came with a pretty good edge on it when I first got it. It was sharp and sharp enough to slice through paper and do the normal. This is how we check the sharpness of the blade type stuff. I spent a few minutes on my ceramic rods with it and just kind of honed it up just a little bit better, and it's shaving sharp. It is very nice. Really like it. So I'm just going to take a quick few moments. I want to run through some paces on this. I want to do it fairly quickly. Don't want to take a whole lot of time with you guys today, but we're going to do some shaving. We're going to do some batoning. We'll do some a little bit of fire sticking. We're going to check the spine and see how well the spine. It does have a nice wide flat spine on it, by the way, so that it should do real well on a fire strike. We're just going to run through a few little camps. So having said that, we're going to go to just a handful of pieces here. I gathered up a few various and sundry limbs out of the yard across the street. Had some pines, had some blowdown, that kind of thing. And some of that is pretty rotten and pretty nasty, but obviously does pretty good. If I want to get a point on that, maybe I want to get that point or that edge kind of nice and flat. Use that for a trigger on a deadfall type trap or something like that. It does real nice for that. I've got pretty good control with it, so does really nice. So shaving, no problem. Set that aside. I've got a piece of wood here, and we're just going to do a little bit of batoning with this. Okay, so batoning obviously is not a big issue there. I don't feel like I'm going to tear that blade up. It's thick enough and sturdy enough and strong enough. I don't get the impression that I'm going to bust that. I'm going to snap that blade. It's made out of 01 tool steel, so it should be really, really sturdy anyway. So batoning does real nice. Now, I'm going to confess up front, I suck at fire sticking. So if I can get any kind of curls on this at all, it's not because you don't want to blame the knife. You want to blame me as the user of the knife. It does give me some pretty little curls right there. So that's not bad at all. I want to try and get those a little bit finer if I can. I want to try and keep from cutting them off. You'll notice as I'm doing this, I am rotating that. I'm trying to catch another edge, trying to catch another angle on there, on that fire stick, so I can make use of this nice long grain pine. So you can see from that, that's not too terribly bad. Alright, well, not a horrible feather stick. Certainly seen a lot better, and I've seen a whole lot worse. So, you know, we're trying. Again, in that circumstance, you want to blame the user, not the tool. So, what do I think of the Behring Pro EDC knife? Well, I like it a lot. My intention is for this to be my pack knife. I'm not a huge fan of fixed blade knives. I've got a CRKT folder that I've used for a long time, and that has been my go-to knife for many occasions. I don't find myself batoning wood a whole lot, but I felt like I needed a blade that would be able to handle that. I don't obviously do fire sticking very often, but that was something that I needed to be practicing, and this would be a good knife to do that with. It holds a great edge, holds up real well. Again, it's plenty sharp. I like the edge on it. It's easy to maintain. I tend to be fairly fastidious about my blades. Once I get a really good edge on them, I tend to keep them square and nice and sharp. If I notice them starting to get the least bit dull, I do not hesitate to touch them up and make them better. So they are an expensive knife. I'll be honest about that. It is not something that I paid full retail for. I got it from a guy here on the forum, and quite frankly, he gave me a steal of a deal, I feel, on the knife, and I'm grateful for that. So it looks dang good. It's a cool looking knife, but cool factor aside, it performs well, it handles well, and I like it. I think it's going to be a handy dandy little knife for me to use on the trail and in the campsite for doing all kinds of fun things with. So, that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you find it useful, great. If you didn't, well, I'm sorry I wasted 10 minutes of your time. Hopefully less than that. But anyway, the Behring Pro EDC fixed blade knife. Thank you.